My problem, I was excited for it, and the game led up to some really good shit, but
The Royal Palace at Versailles, Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette in residence.
Such decadence.
So this carries over into Assassin's Creed Unity.
Ah, Shay. You certainly look prepared to meet royalty. Perhaps King Louis himself will grant you an audience.
I doubt even these breaches will get me into the king's chambers. Besides, I'm only here to see a business acquaintance.
Yes, I heard a group of merchants would be here today. They might come see my scientific demonstration later.
They really should. They might learn something, though I wouldn't count on their being present. I take my leave. Thank you again, Master Franklin. Now to find Charles in that damned box.
So they basically give you the ability to see a little bit of Unity, I'm gonna assume, because I think I think this is a French place. So that's my assumption.
That's him, Charles Dorian.
Dorian. How the hell do you get in though? Really? So they give you one last mission. Charles Dorian must be royalty. That's my assumption here and now. And we're going to go kill the Prince of France. I have no idea, but I was looking forward to the game. I don't want you guys to get me wrong here. I was really looking forward to it, and I'm happy with what they came up with. They told a very compelling story, and they probably have one more trick in this. They're making it seem like there's one more big like surprise in store. But I just feel like the impact of his betrayal overall, the impact of his betrayal is decreased. I hate these stealth sections. All it does is forces you to be very, very fucking, like, slow. You really think I'm trying to get detected? Oh. I'm sitting there like, okay, where's... Like, let me just tag him, because that'll make this whole process easier. But it's like you have to just move very, very cautiously. And all I'm really doing is moving from one blend group to another. As soon as he turns his back, I'm trying to flirt. But like I said, I really don't like these sections because all it really ever does be even makes sense. It's a dude flirting with his girl, but I'm just gonna be there in the way. Do I even have... I don't have anything. Like I don't have a gun. Actually, I do have a gun. Damn it. I bet this is gonna tie into the Oh, come on. This one part, all because he buffed the jump. I can't wait for this to be done. And then we have to go through this whole fucking room again. This is the problem. As soon as you fuck up, your patience gets really, really thin. And then you just like, you rush everything. And here's another thing. I dressed like royalty. I really should kind of be like, it shouldn't even matter It really shouldn't matter. I just need for you just like stop flirting. Don't biff this jump. We're going to go all the way up and we're going to climb all the way around, because taking shortcuts obviously is not the smart thing to do. But like I was saying, it's just one of those I enjoy. Don't get me wrong here. I really did enjoy. Can we go all the way up and over? Nope. Fuck it. Can I just assassinate him then? That problem's eliminated. But I think that's the girl and the boy from Assassin's Creed Unity.
Did you see their faces when we stole those apples?
It is.
Elise, I'm here with my father. So am I. He has important business with the king. What should we do now?
It is. It's the little kids. It is. Those are the little kids from Unity who grow up to be the assassin in Unity. Oh man, that's kind of cool. Okay, we just gotta be careful. Found who we're looking. And there's no other enemies really, so we just gotta reach the meeting. And everyone here are just a bunch of diplomats, so I actually kind of feel confident enough to, for the most part, just stroll up. And we reach.
Gentlemen, I'll protect this artifact with my very life.
He looks like Hathan. Well, he got the little Hathan thingy on. Of course, it's follow him time.
Arno? Where have you gone?
Wait, who?
My son, Arno? Perhaps you have seen him?
Oh, yep, I think that's the name of the guy. Hold on, I'm gonna pause here. I gotta know. Does it tell you the name? I'm trying to see if it tells you the name, because I'm pretty sure his name was Arno. Hold on, I'm really trying to figure this out. Like, what's his name? Arno. Because, yeah, see, Assassin's Creed Rogue is in the mansion. This really bothers me, because I'm really trying to know, like, what's his name? Arno. I think his name was Arno, though. Damn. Oh, I can't find it. It's not actually like saying the name. I was hoping somewhere it would say the name. It does, Arno. So that's it. Oh shit. So basically,
I've seen a little boy around. I'm looking for my son.
oh shit.
Stop playing, Arno. Time to come out.
So Shay kills Arno's father.
Stop playing, Arno. Time to come out.
So do I just kill him in public, or? Bruh, this guy is MIA. Come on, come on, come on. So do I just kill him in public? I'm just gonna kill him in public. Cause I'm getting tired of this. When he turns his back, I'm gonna put it. That's how he was doing that.
You're the traitor.
Shay.
I'm just finishing old business.
Old Connor and his assassins. The American Revolution undid your Templar business.
And perhaps we shall start a revolution of our own.
So you started the French Revolution?
Uphold the principles of our order, and all that for which we stand. Never share our secrets, nor divulge the true nature of our work. Do so until death, whatever the cost. This is my new creed. I am Shay Patrick Cormac, Templar of the Colonial, of the American right. I am an older man now, and perhaps wiser. A war and a revolution have ended, and another is about to begin. May the Father of Understanding guide us all.
Okay. So now I can do my in-game analysis, review, wrap up, and all that good shit. This game, it's a complicated game. Mechanically, from the previous gen, you know, the PS3, Xbox 360 era, it has some of the best mechanics. Even though most of which are just took it from Black Flag. I mean, we already know that Assassin's Creed was beginning to stagnate in a lot of eyes. Assassin's Creed, the Ezio trilogy marked the end of the era, to be honest. 3, it was like trying to introduce so many. I was like, what happened? But it was trying to introduce so many different aspects. 3 what?
It's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you up here today.
Gotta hand it to you, numbskull. You proved yourself to be more than a simple research monkey.
The data you extracted from Shay Cormac's memories has served us well.
Shay's story is a message. One that says that when threatened,
What an assassin truly wants isn't freedom, but order.
And we represent the highest order there is.
Whatever you learn from your Animus experience only scratches the surface. We have existed since before recorded human history, and have recently been reborn, disguised as Abstergo Industries.
We've known this for
And
years.
entertainment.
You have crossed the threshold, and your eyes have been opened. You have seen the world for what it truly is.
There's no turning back now. We got big plans for you.
the Father of Understanding guided you to us, and for that, we are grateful.
The test of your true worth begins now. And it begins with a choice.
Join us, and a bright future will be all yours.
Refuse.
Damn. So basically, we either join you or get a bullet in the head. So, back to my fucking post-game analysis, which was rudely interrupted by you fucking Templar dicks. With Assassin's Creed, with the Ezio trilogy ending, it kind of spelled the end of the traditional Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed, the whole Ezio trilogy was the rebirth, with the evolution. It was an evolutionary cycle for the Assassin's Creed IP. Assassin's Creed 1 was very bland and straightforward. Good game all in all, but still bland and straightforward. 2, the Ezio trilogy, and I'm going to refer as Ezio trilogy because all of the games in the Ezio trilogy were very good. And they in turn helped revitalize the series. And everyone loved Ezio. Connor, with the development of hunting and trapping and the brief tease at naval combat, which is, I feel like, the star of the entire AC3 game in terms of gameplay. In terms of story, I feel like the true assassin, like the legit assassin in Assassin's Creed died, kind of, sort of. Because it stopped being a war against Templars, it started being a war, like, everything else is happening, and then the war is going on behind it. So, with Assassin's Creed 2, the whole point was Templars. It didn't have to do with anything during the background. It was set in the Italian Renaissance, but it wasn't like the Renaissance drove any decisions. Brotherhood, same deal. It didn't really drive anything. The setting didn't drive the story. Revelations, the setting did not drive the story too much. Revelations was about understanding. 4 was about rebuilding the Brotherhood and liberating Rome. And, 2 was just about revenge. But the thing is, Connor trying to deeply being involved in the American Revolution, deeply being involved in the French Revolution coming up, being deeply involved in these actual events kind of take away from the I'm at war with the Templars. It just gives it I don't know, it's complicated. In terms of story, like I said, for this game in particular, I just feel like the impact of the decision to join the Templars was lessened by Achilles accepting Shay was right. And truthfully, if Achilles had just accepted things, and Shay wasn't so rash about it, 9 times out of 10, Shay would have never joined them. Now, I find it very interesting that at the end, that they gave a brief little glimpse of Paris, and basically saying that Shay is the reason for that Assassin's Creed Unity exists. So it's very funny when you think about it that the previous generation is the reason why the current gen exists. Because without Shay killing Arno's father, Arno wouldn't have become an assassin and we wouldn't have Assassin's Creed Unity. So I think that's pretty cool. But in terms of the evolutionary cycle, I feel like Black Flag rebirthed it with the pirates. Because it didn't evolve, it rebirthed. Nothing changed. Combat was still the way it was. I feel like the next evolutionary cycle was Unity. A lot of people didn't like it. Syndicate, again, is not an evolution opposed to or surpassing. And I say evolution because there's no major change. I mean, the combat's fast, but in all, I mean, they basically play the same. The only difference is the combat's taking a different approach. Unity was more dualistic, one-on-one, and combat was very methodical. Syndicate was just fast-paced. But back to this game. Like I said, it gave the... I mean, it refined the mechanics pretty well. I don't know, it's just like, this character, in terms of his development, is good. I mean, in all honesty, here's the problem. I want to say I don't like Shay because Shay is a Templar. But Shay is actually a good man holistically. Now, Connor, of course, is my least favorite because Connor just has no personality. And that's the problem. Like, I liked Ezio's suave personality. And it also presented a very interesting interesting way to tell the story. Ezio was both suave but meticulous, as well as wise and arrogant, and he was so many different things. It's like now the assassins are one or the other. There's no complexity. They're not round characters. They're not dynamic characters. They're flat and static. Shay has always been a good guy, but there's nothing like, there's no like, oh well, Shay was a bad guy. Shay was a very, there's nothing except for the life of the assassin. Ezio had stuff outside of his life, you know. I guess that's where my main complaint is. Ezio, Assassin's Creed 1 realized that when they made 2, there need to be some outside, like his personal life. Taking Batman, for example. A Batman show that is only about Batman is not a good show. Batman and Bruce Wayne are two sides of the same coin, and without Bruce Wayne's aspects every now and again, it's boring. Assassin's Creed tried to give you the Desmond stuff, but I really didn't like it as much. If they gave the personal life of the assassin that you play as, though. And I haven't played Unity, and I hope that they do that. But as far as Connor's concerned, they didn't. Connor didn't have a personal life. Connor had the assassins. That was it. Black Flag, same deal. They glimpsed it. They did a little bit better. They glimpsed it every now and again, his backstory and why he's doing what he's doing. And overall, he's a pretty charismatic guy and he's cool. But Shay is flat and static. He does not change. He's always a good guy. He just changes sides, but he's always good. Now, I have a complaint that they keep saying, like, Connor's assassins, Connor's assassins. Connor is not a fucking starter of a fucking Brotherhood. He damn near is, but still. But no one ever refers to Ezio's assassins. And he is probably the reason why the Brotherhood, like, no one refers to Ezio's assassins or Altair's assassins. And it seems like I've heard people say Altair, but never mention Ezio. When Ezio is the main, like, he's the first time you really get to play with an Assassin's Brotherhood. But like I was saying, Shay's just a very static character. He's a good guy, but there's nothing about his side life. What does he do when he's not doing work for the Templars? There's none of that mentioned. Ezio, you know, you had that somewhat. You had that with Kenway. The first game, we accepted that. It's just like with this far into the series, when they fucked up with Connor not giving him a side life, when they fucked up, it's just like you have no excuse now. Connor did it, you kind of gave Kenway some, Edward, a little bit of a side life. What the fuck is, what's his name doing? You know? And it's just like, what does Shay do on the side? What does he do when he's not being a Templar? And that's the problem. Like I said, I don't like the idea of having to have killed any of his friends. And I really don't feel like this, in turn, I don't think Assassin's Creed Unity should exist. Based off of what they said in the end of this game, how Shay went to France and killed Charles Dorian, who is Arno's father, which basically caused Assassin's Creed Unity. I mean, seriously. And I want to try and check this really swift. What's the time periods? I'm not sure if they're going to give me a year on here. 18th century, so that's 1700s. Because I would think that Shay is old and gray. I would think that Shay is old and gray by now. So I'm finding it very hard to accept that, you know. And I'm not sure when the French Revolution, I guess it all has to be within a quick time period. But anyway, my thing is, and will always be, Shay should have died when Liam died. They both feel the same distance, but Liam died from it, and they're both trained. So I want explanation as to why what killed Liam did not kill Shay. I want that explanation. Why is it that what killed Liam did not kill Shay? Why was Shay able to walk away? And beyond that, you know, Liam, I blame Liam for the whole, best way to put it, Liam didn't help. Liam got himself killed. He was so angry and betrayed by Shay. And Shay was probably very pissed off that he caused this whole thing to get destroyed. Because if he didn't pull a gun, he damn near would have, I don't know. Point is, Assassin's Creed Unity should not exist. In my opinion, it just shouldn't. Simply because for Assassin's Creed Unity to exist, Shay had to have been alive. I don't feel like Shay should have been alive. Shay's character is flat, but the story itself, the story was nice, and it had pretty nice set pieces. Running away from the first precursor site, and the one thing I do like is that the older, like the actual ancestors, are learning about the pieces of Eden, and it's tying into who the newer assassins are, you know, why they understand it. So I do like that it's beginning to do that. However, I fear where the game goes, because Assassin's Creed has always been a game centered around melee combat. And if Syndicate is anything, it's showing you that your traditional melee combat is having, like, the time period and your traditional melee combat are conflicting. Assassin's Creed as a whole, you know, with its melee has been very good. Spears and swords and maces and axes, great swords, all of these things played into a very key part, and it played a very key role. But however, the problem facing it now, 1800s guns are coming out. You know, they're going, you know, they have the revolver, and the basic guns are starting to come out. And the problem is the current, if they ever did a modern day Assassin's Creed, the thing is, how do you do combat? Cool, parkour. You have swords. I mean, you have cars. But how is combat? Watch Dogs would be the closest thing to a modern day Assassin's Creed. You have the parkour and you have a modern day era, but there would no longer be swords. There would no longer be a need for melee combat. Best thing that they could do is merge James Bond with Watch Dogs and then call it a day, because that's the best thing I could think of if they ever tried to do a modern day one. So it's really challenging, and they're running out of time periods. They're actually running out of time periods, because once they hit the 1900s, they're done. In my opinion, the 1900s is done, because we have guns. Red Dead Redemption exists. We have guns. Melee isn't common. So, and probably before that. So, honestly, it's not much left in terms of time period except for modern day. Or they go back older and say that, hell, they're older assassins. And the guy said that there was before history, like before human history was written. So, there is that. But they said something, and I don't want to forget to mention it. They said that the goal of the assassins changed from peace to freedom. And actually, that's very much true. All the Assassin's Creed actually do say that. Especially starting with Ezio and Brotherhood. That's really where the pivotal change of peace turned to freedom. Because liberation of Rome, liberation of Constantinople, liberation of America, liberation of France, everything has become freedom. It stopped being peace. Funny because when you think about it, it's likely that the Templars and the Assassins started off as one group. All of them trying to find peace in the world. And then eventually the Templars and the Assassins split off of the idea of how to find it. The Templars say, well, you can't really have peace if there's free will because everyone's going to do something, someone's going to do something ignorant and stupid. However, you cannot have true, in the Assassin's view, you can't have true peace if everyone doesn't have freedom, because if everyone's just doing what you say, people are going to be unhappy and there won't be peace. And I don't know, overall this game was very good, although I don't like the boss fights. I really don't. I have a problem when your boss fights are cat and mouse fights. Adwale, Hope, Liam, well, the first half of Liam's fight, which I actually kind of liked Liam's part, because Liam was the marksman of the group, I think. But with I even believe the I can't remember the Native Americans guy's name. I can't remember it, but him, Hope, and Achilles were all bitch fights to me. They will all run around. We have a bunch of men here. You can't actually directly attack us. And it really became, alright, I'm going to shoot you then. Because, here's the thing. Even with Assassin's Creed 1, there was always one glitch to the assassin fight, to the boss fight. And that was, you could grab the person and you could throw them. And when you throw them, if you run up fast enough, you can hit them while they're down and instant kill them. Now fighting them straight up, you're not able to do. I mean, you may have to parry some, but you can just grab them, throw them, and hit them while they're down and instant kill them. That's what I did with Achilles, because I was getting tired of running around chasing him while he's throwing smoke bombs around. So I ended up throwing the rope dart, snatching him, dragging him back, and then hitting him while he was down because he was pissing me off. With Hope, I got tired and I just shot him with a shrapnel grenade out of him. I was going to shoot Liam because he was actually pissing me off too. Because he kept pulling out the damn gun. I wanted to have a fist, like a traditional fist fight. Sword to sword, clashing of the steel. However, I've grown to accept that just wasn't going to happen. So that's why I said it was a good game, but I just feel like they did not do final boss fight well. They didn't. I don't feel. I feel like Hope. My bad. Hope probably would have had the fighting style really did not match the person at the end. Thinking about it, I think that Hope might have did something like that. Hope might have did the poison, like the poison thing. It worked for her. And I mean, all of the fights were really distractions, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But from it's not fun. Every last one being like that, I could accept that the Native American, he started off like that But when you found him, it turned to a fight. I don't remember that fight very well, but I think they all were basically that way. And they all didn't want to, like, none of them wanted to stand still. But I kind of feel like he would have got to the point where it's like, okay, time to fight you straight up. I feel like Hope, her fight was key to her, but it was just frustrating because I did it with Achilles. I think that Achilles should have had a naval fight. It should. I think that what should have happened with Achilles is a naval. Well, okay, they told that part well. They told it well as to, you know, basically he was trying to save his crew. Because he, like, a part of me wanted it to be a true naval fight and him to die. Well, if he had to kill Achilles, which I didn't want him to, but since he had to kill Achilles, for him to fight and die on his ship. I felt like that would have been fitting. But they also told this, you know, good excuse of he's saving his crew. But at that point, Achilles, in my eyes, would have said, screw this. Sat waiting for you on the beach, waiting to fight you. I really think that's how that should have worked. He'd have been waiting on the beach to fight you. And let's end this. Liam's fight starts off cool, you know. Liam was the gunshot. I just feel like the fight should have lasted a little bit longer, because it was like as soon as I countered him and pressed like X to break his, well, actually I guess I pressed disarm, but I really just wanted to break his guard. It just transitioned to him falling off. So I have no idea how that worked. But I think his boss fight could have been much better. I think Hope for her was good, but having to deal with the Achilles fight, it left a sour taste in my mouth. And another thing is, the main problem with Hope's fight, Hope's boss fight, was that there were so many different people running around, and you had those people who were hiding and waiting to stab you. But you have to keep moving. You have to keep moving so that the poison doesn't kill you, but you actually have to stop, hit eagle vision to find those guys, so they shouldn't have been there. But normal guys, I could have tolerated. Just normal guys, and then Faith constantly running. I could have accepted that. Didn't want him to kill Faith. Damn it, I keep saying Faith. Hope. I didn't want him to kill Hope. But if it wasn't for those guys, like the poison platform section, fine. The fact that you have to keep moving. But when you have a lot of guys slowing you down, and when the parkour mechanic free running mechanic is really in the way, yeah. But other than that, that was pretty good. I feel like Liam's could have been done better. But I mean, what can you say? Adewale's definitely could have been done better. That's guaranteed. Memory of the Native Americans, but his probably could have been done better too. Xavier, I think I liked his. I just felt more like, of course, it should have been one-on-one. I like one-on-one boss fights. My guys were actually in my way, which I had a problem with. I would have actually preferred to have done a cutscene to where you get up to the helm of, I think it's the helm of the ship, where the captain actually pilots the ship. And you know, you chase him up there, and then he shoots two barrels, and like, well, nobody can get up here, it's just me and you. Something. I would have liked that, and that'd have been awesome. But I don't know if that was really a boss fight opposed to just someone that needed to get killed. They did at least, for those who've played the game, like if you haven't played Assassin's Creed Unity, 3, certain things wouldn't have made as much sense. So this technically being before Unity, I think that oh no, it's complicated. Anyway, thing is, it does explain why he stays on that homestead all the time. It does explain why his leg is messed up, why he walks with the cane. Honestly, I don't know how he would have got back, because from where I was looking at, there was none of his men there. I actually killed everyone on his ship. Everyone who was on the actual ground was dead. But with that being said, this has been going on for quite some time. I've had to have been talking for about 15 minutes straight. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it, and if you actually stayed and listened to this entire post-game analysis, it is very much appreciated, because I actually didn't realize how long I was talking. I looked back and it said 225, and I looked before it was 226, and there was still credits going. 216, there was still credits going. So if you actually stuck through all of this, it is very much so appreciated. I will annotate that the rest of this will be nothing more but post-comic, like post-analysis. But again, hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Again, thank you a lot if you really sat here for all of that, because that basically says that I did a pretty good job of talking. But even if not, I understand it's 15 to 20 minutes of me talking with nothing but credits going. But anyway, hopefully everyone did enjoy it. It was a great game. I recommend it, especially with how old it is now, and with Syndicate out, it's probably gone down even more. It's a PS3 game, which means it's already low. Grab it pre-owned. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good game, and it's very much so worth it. And I like the idea of them trying to tell the story of an assassin turned rogue, because they technically already did with Haytham. My bad. Haytham was technically an assassin turned rogue, but we actually made it to the end of the credits. I was actually gonna end it. I was actually gonna cut it. I didn't expect that, but hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did stay around, you know, it's understandable. It's just a lot of talking, no real action or anything. But thank you guys a lot. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Check out the Syndicate playthrough. That's gonna be done. Fallout 4 is gonna be fucking awesome. We're gonna have a bunch of Black Ops 3 stuff coming as well. So just check out the channel. Is going through some of the loveliest time possible, with so many different things coming for it. You know, it's just really good. It's a good time to be a gamer. It's a good time to be a YouTuber. And I have a bunch of ideas in mind, so hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I'm expecting for it to... I'm curious, is it going to put me at the main menu, or is it going to put me... I would have liked for it to put me at the main menu, but I wonder if it's going to throw me into the game. Oh, it's just going to throw me into the game. Templar then, Templar now. Well, that's fun. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If I ever do come back to this game, I don't know when it'll be, but if I ever do and do some bonus stuff, I'll label it as such. But you've been a lovely audience, and really hope you enjoyed. And if you did, just throw that support out there. See you guys in the next series. Bye bye.